Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm going to meet you guys again. I want to get into the next. Okay, if you're still with me, that's fine. All right. Great. So I've just laid the foundation. I've laid the foundation, and I'm now going into the main course. How did I do it myself, and how can you do it yourself? Trust me, if you are working, at a certain point, you will want to retire. You will want to retire, and speaking can be that retirement plan for you. Speaking can be that retirement plan for you. Trust me. So I want to show you quickly 40. It may not go through all the 40, may not go through all the 40 ways to make money as a public speaker. So I'll take it. I still have tomorrow. I still have tomorrow to take us, and maybe next month. So I'm going to take my time to show you how I did it myself. 40 ways to make money as a public speaker. All of the ideas, all the things I did for myself. So my name is George Asian, and that is my contact. I want to be your personal friend. I want you to save my number. That is my number there, and 081-87-133-153. And I live in the city of Uyo. Uyo is in southern part of Nigeria. And if you're around my area, you can make contact with me. I have an academy called Podium Dynamics Academy. It's Nigeria's leading public speaking school. We have school running throughout the year. And we have several students that have come through our classes, topmost, become the best students, best speakers. They understand not just the art of speaking, they know the professionalism of speaking, and they also understand how to get certified. Let me tell you how I started. So I started in 2008. In 2008, that's how I started. That's the place I started. That small place, you see. I started on a foundation called Power Minds Community, and then eventually evolved into registering Learn and Earn training systems. Those are seminars I used to do back in the years. I started, 2000. That's like 21 years ago. I first met Reverend Sam at DME in 99 at a program in Yaba College of Technology. And when I was done, I listened to him. I said, I want to do what he was doing. I joined his one-year ministry mentorship program that's evolved into what is called Daystar Leadership Academy today. I went through that for 1 year. And then, but I didn't want to do pastoring as well. I wanted to do public speaking trainings for the corporate circle. So I disconnected from him somewhat because I knew that he was doing public speaking, he was doing motivationals, but he was reaching out to the Christian body and sometimes business people. So I connected with the likes of Ubong ACN, Dr. Wale Akiemi from Kenya. I worked with them and I learned how to do a lot of things. So when I was done that period, this was in 2003, 2004, I started. When I was done with my first degree, I now started doing trainings. It was very tough for me, but I started. These are some pictures of how I started. I know when I started, I didn't have any encouragement from people because people didn't understand what I was doing. They didn't understand the motivational speaking industry. They didn't understand what I was doing at all. And I was away from the heart of Lagos, where you could see models. I was in a place where there were really no models. So it was difficult for me I was doing a lot of free trainings. And I remember that time I wanted to get married to a certain lady. I'd gone for the introduction, but it didn't work out because, and the father kept asking me, what really are you doing? What really are you doing? I said, public speaker, what does the public speaker do? But I stayed true to the calling. I pushed, I kept reading, I kept meeting people. Every time I go to Lagos, travel to Lagos from my city, I'll make sure I meet with my mentors, see what they're doing, and I come back and replicate it. And then little by little, life began to change for me. I had the opportunity. I said training organization. That's me right there. Training people. This is one of my joys. Training people. That's me in the middle there. And this is the conference that DHL had a few years ago. I had a course to train their entire top management staff in DHL. DHL is big, in the Korea company, a very big organization. I had that rare privilege of training them. And then eventually I met a beautiful lady who saw I was going in a direction. It was very challenging because I told her at the beginning, she said, look, young lady, this is where I'm going to. I want to be a trainer, I want to be a public speaker, I want to coach people. I want to help people become better. And this beautiful lady eventually agreed to follow me through that very tough journey. And today we have 3 lovely kids. That's us there in our house, 2 girls and 1 boy. And because of my consistency and a few things I'm going to be sharing with you today, I have moved from just being that struggling motivational speaker to one who is listed. You can check me out there. You can Google up best public speakers in Nigeria. You see me there as number 5. You just see me there. You can also Google up top speakers in Nigeria, and you also see me in that spot. I became very good teaching business, teaching others how to speak, attending programs, doing seminars, conferences, and I'm going to show you what I did, how I started. And eventually I was able to compete for a business plan competition. There was this competition that was going on. They said, what's your proposal? My proposal was Learn and Earn Ventures, an educational program that will help people become better in their businesses, better in their life. And so we had to, the federal government then, through Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala at that time, during Jonathan's time, was Minister of Finance. So she put up that project and said, we're going to empower young people with 10 million naira to start off their ideas. Between 1 million to 10 million naira, if you can prove it. So I took my motivational public speaking training organization, my training media and publishing organization. I took it, defended it, had this opportunity to speak to a panel, and I was able to win. I was among the 1,500 young people in Nigeria that got 10 million naira, in 2013. I got 10 million in 2013. So I invested, after struggling for many years, after more than 7 years of struggling, I had resources to now invest in my printing press, my multimedia studio, and I'll share that shortly. I like to say that communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you're willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. So communication is massive. And this guy by the name Warren Buffett, we know Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, he said that if you can improve your communication ability, you would increase your chances of becoming wealthy by 50%. So what are the 40 ways that I use myself to become very successful and to make money? The first thing I did, and the first thing you can do, is get listed on a speaker's or in a speaker's bureau. Now, what that means is that there are globally in Ghana, in South Africa, in Kenya, in Rwanda, in Singapore, Malaysia, there are bureaus, speakers bureau, where people can register. You register your name, register your niche, N-I-C-H-E. Niche means what area of emphasis. So we have different speakers. We have speakers who focus on leadership. We have speakers who focus on youth development, on the internet, on multi-level marketing, on finance, on sales, on peak performance. You need to identify what your niche is. I'll be talking about that maybe tomorrow. I'm talking about on WhatsApp, the importance of finding your niche. All right. So when you get listed there, I got listed in Nigerian Professional Speakers Association. I got listed in their list. It's about 5,000 to be part of it. My name was just to write your name in that list, because when people are searching for speakers in Nigeria, they'll Google Nigerian Professional Speakers or Nigerian speakers, and that website or that blog will appear. And if your name is listed, they will contact you. You put your phone number, you put your website, you put your links, and then you're contacted. So if you're here and you want to get that quick leverage, all right, you need to register and get your name listed. You just send your private chat to me. I'll help you go through the process. Send your name, what you're pushing, what all that you do on your website. If you have a website, fine. If you have a phone number, you can start with a phone number and then eventually grow to having a website. So that's the first thing I did that helped me to get found by MTN, by Airtel, DHL. They found me because I was listed in a speaker's bureau. So there's one I know that works powerfully, and that one is Nigerian Professional Speakers. That if you are in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, just search Speakers Bureau in Ghana, and then obviously you'll find it. Now, the next thing that also helped me, that made me make my first $1,000, was because I got a professional website done. Now, if you really want to take speaking to the next level, you need to have a website. Now, while having social media handles are good, people take you more seriously when you have a website. People will take you like a professional. They will look at you. The perception people will have of you will be different the moment you have a website. So don't say it's too expensive. Invest in, because basically you need to have a domain name, a web host, and someone to design for you. Once you get that going for you, you have a website up. You put your stuff there. People will call you. When I was struggling as a motivational speaker and trainer in Akwa Ibom, one of my friends came to a meeting I was speaking. I was like, wow, you speak so well. You do this thing so well. Why are you not in Lagos? One of those is I was on television in my local TV, and Shegun Arizi was a guest. And when he came, he was like, he heard me speak. I was like, what are you doing, Uyo? Go to Lagos. So I just knew, wow, I had to return back to Lagos. But somehow I'd already started establishing myself in my city, and I felt, go back to Lagos. I actually came in from Lagos. Let me just stay a little bit. So this guy came and saw me speak, and was like, wow, you need to do this. You know what? If you don't want to go back to Lagos, where people are doing stuff like this and the competition may be high, why don't you have a website? Why don't you have a website? I'm like, how much? I don't have the money. Say, okay, so he worked out modalities for me. I think at that time, I spent 25,000 naira at that time. That should have been 2012 or 2012, just before I won the UN. So I raised money and I gave him. Right now, with about 60,000, 70,000, you can get a professionally done website. So he gave me the website a week or two after my website was up. I got my first job with Fidelity Bank. And they paid me $1,000. I was flown from Uyo to Lagos to do that training. Just being strategically positioned on the internet. So having a website as a speaker is going to give you the edge, not a Facebook account, not the Facebook page. Those things, they have their roles, not Instagram page, not even YouTube. Those ones, they have their roles, and I'll tell you about them in the coming days. Just having a website, because website shows that you are paying to be hosted on the internet. You're paying for domain name. You have to pay domain name every year. You have to pay for web hosting. It shows that you're serious about your business. It shows that you're taking speaking to a professional level. All right, so there are certain websites you can see. I have George's. You can visit my website, georgeacia.com, and see right on those websites. Go and visit and see what other speakers are doing. EmekaNobis.com, IamSteveHarris.com, UbongACN.com, KelechiAnyalechi.com, BankoleWilliams.com, LarryOlushola.com, Les Brown, AmazingGuy.com, TonyRobbins.com, FeladuroToye.net, and then NiAdesonya.net. So these are websites of speakers in particularly Nigeria and America that I know that are professionals. You can look at what they are doing, and you can actually model your website eventually when you want to do it. If you're interested in designing a website and having that professional touch, you can also private chat me personally, and I will help you put that through. If you really want to take your speaking business to the next level, these are the things you need to do. Number 3 is that you've got to script your profile or get someone to do it for you. Now, when I tell people to introduce yourself, I know that you guys don't know how to introduce yourself. I mean, even in business, you need to understand how to introduce yourself. All right. So script a very powerful. If you're not joining us, I'd like you to mute your mic. If you're not joining, I'd like you to mute your mic. All right. If you're just joining, I'd like you to mute your mic. If you're just joining, I'd really like you to mute your mic. Thank you. All right. So script your profile. If you're just joining, I'd like you to mute your mic. If you're just joining, I'd like you to mute your mic. Thank you. Now, script your profile or get someone to do it for you. Pay someone to script your profile. You say, I've not really achieved so much. Wow, the little you've achieved, the experiences you have, you can script your profile. And there is a website that you can quickly go and put your profile, and you get found on Google. If people are searching for you or searching for people in your industry, about.me. Now, about.me is a website that enables you to get properly introduced if you go for an event. If you go for an event and the MC is like, can you quickly scribble your name on who you are? You can just give them your about.me account. So all the person does is he clicks on it and he's able to read out your profile that you have done already on that about.me. So it's a one single page that can enable you do that kind of thing if you have a meeting, so that they don't introduce you shabbily. All right. About.me also can be attached to your social media handles, can be attached to your Twitter, attached to your Facebook, your Instagram, and also attached to your website. So when anybody clicks on about you or about George, it takes them straight to the about.me column. So it's amazing. You go work on it. None of you, so a lot of people don't have, if you drop dead today, what will be said about you? People are looking for how to write your story. You write your biography already. Write your you will not die, don't worry. Just write it. Write how do you want to be presented? How do you want people to perceive you? Because your introduction is your perception. How you introduce yourself is how people perceive you. Don't let anybody introduce you. Introduce yourself. So write it very well and tell the world who you are. That's a certain senior, I call him a friend and someone who was in the business of speaking, a very powerful, inspirational speaker. I'm sure you've heard of Ubon King. Ubon King is spelled Ubongking. You can write his name down, go search him on YouTube. He has a lot of YouTube. He died on the 27th of December 2020 from COVID-19. They say COVID-19 related illnesses. An amazing guy. How did he retired at the age of 44, and died at the age of 48 or 47. Amazing. He spent 3 years to make so much impact. He had a very rough life. He was an inspirational speaker that also became a professional speaker. But before he became he went into the marine security. He was into marine securities, and he made a lot of money. He made billions of naira, not something like millions, so billions of naira from the marine industry. He got tired of money, that he retired and got into professional speaking and got into inspirational/professional speaking, and was helping people to become better. All right. That's that he bought his wife a sheep. That's how wealthy he was. So how did he become successful? How did he get his first job? He got his first job by posting his profile and what he does and commenting and posting his profile on LinkedIn. Some security guys who are coming in from out of the country into the country needed security details, and they private chatted him and asked him, "Can you do this?" He can do it. So your profile says you can do this. Can you do this? I can do it. I can. And that's how he started making millions of naira, just because he had a great profile. So working on your profile will enable you to also succeed. So what else can you do to get jobs and to get speaking engagements? Because initially you want to start off free, you want to start off doing free stuff. You cannot keep staying in your circle. You have to break into circles, all right? So join trade associations and organizations and network. Join associations, join Rotary Club, join Lions Club, those kind of associations, those NGOs that have meetings, join Toastmasters, get into trade associations, your association meetings, and tell them what you can do. Tell them your speaker. Very soon they'll start inviting. They may not pay you initially. They'll start inviting you to have speeches. And if you even have speeches in their meetings, they get to recognize you. And before you know it, you will get major jobs. It's important that you join. So I did that, and I started getting jobs. Little by little. One person invites. I did a fantastic job in that meeting. There was once I was in a group where the certain lady who she's the MD of an oil company, and she was in that association. She heard me speak, give a 5 minutes speech, and she was like, "Wow, can you speak to our staff?" And that's I did my first 100K from her. Then they now officially invited me, and they gave me 500,000, and then I got referrals from her to other people, and that's the rest is history. All right. So another thing you can do to grow yourself as a speaker is to be very deliberate and intentional about your digital outlook. All right, from your face. When I go to your Facebook account, and I'm going to be talking about this a lot. When I go to your Facebook account, what do I see there? I mean, I'm having this training with some people, and I ask them, when I go to your Instagram, what do I see? What kind of dressing? You've got to, the optics matter. What people see, people will first see you before they hear you. So be very careful and develop. Don't just put pictures anyhow. Be very cautious. If you go to my website or to my social media handle, you will know that this guy is a speaker. This guy is a professional speaker. I'm deliberate about the pictures I put in on my Facebook or my Instagram. You see it. You see it clearly. So, and beyond that, I've developed a digital marketing strategy. All right. And I tell people, I say, look, the best way to go about that is, number one, do a digital audit of yourself. What have you been doing so far as a speaker online? Or have you been doing anything at all? Do an audit. do an evaluation of yourself. All right. The next thing is you want to now think about digital upgrade. Upgrade means, okay, what can I do? What can I learn? You know, you need to learn a digital marketing course, take a digital marketing course, you know, get to learn about how to use Zoom, how to use Facebook, go and take a course on it, pay for it, because the world has moved virtual. All right, pay for it, get that done for yourself. The next thing is you now develop from there, from the upgrade, you can now have a trajectory. You can develop a strategy for where you want to go and have milestones that you want to achieve. All right. Next thing is, I also did this. I started making contact with a lot of newspapers. I will send mails to the editorial of all the major newspapers, from Daily Times to Leadership. I was writing letters to them. Letters and emails to them. And I was attaching some articles to them. And one of those days, the New Leadership, I don't know if they're still there, loved it and said, okay, you know what? We want you to be sending us articles, inspirational articles on this. So I started sending articles. And that's how I moved from being a local guy to becoming a national guy. So people around Africa, around Nigeria who read that national daily will see it. I kept sending them. I had this local daily paper I was always sending articles to. I was doing that regularly, every now and then. So I also at some point wrote for a popular blog. I don't want to mention his name because that would be free publicity for that blog. So I was always giving out content to them, and then I was making myself popular. What you do is at the start is to try and put yourself out there, especially if you are doing this for the business. You have to let people see that you have content, you know, through writing. And I believe that a speaker should be a writer. You know, you should write. All right. So write for a popular blog or for a daily magazine. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, that I did myself and I like you to do, is to write a book. Now this will give you massive. The word author is where the word authority, the word author is coined out of the word authority. When you're an author of a book, you're perceived as an authority. People don't know that. Books will give you access to places, access to people. So you need to start thinking of how to write a book. Beyond that, you can also start making money from selling those books. You can do a launch and sell those books. You can sell ebooks. I sold millions of copies of ebooks. You can sell hard copy books. All right. If you go for an event and then you have a books at the back at the stand, when you're finished speaking, you can introduce your books and people buy your books. You can either do a book or a magazine. But you want to position yourself as an author in the minds of people. So write a book. These are some of the books I've written. I've written much more than this, but these are the ones I could just find. How to generate funds for your project, how to sell anything to anyone, goal setting workbook, and all that. Public speaking made easy. I have books, both virtual, both digital products and physical products, and I've sold millions of it. I went for an event. We had over 1,500 people in that event, and I sold close to 1,000 books at 1,000 naira. So I made ₦1 million from books. Books are very powerful. Books, CDs, that falls into having CDs. When I want to go for, every time I go for an event, I have CDs, I have books, people buy in their thousands. I mean, that's information marketing, that's book marketing. And I respect Emeka Nobis. You can Google him up. Emeka Nobis is someone that will help you understand how to sell your books, how to even start writing a book. But you see, everybody has a book in him. You have a book in him. If you have a story to tell, you have a book in him. Someone says, how do I write a book? I don't know how to write a book. I don't even like to write. But if you can speak, you can write. If you can speak, somebody can write for you. They just transcribe what you have spoken. If you tell a story, somebody can write the story out and then it becomes a book. Arrange it in chapters and becomes a book. So it's amazing what you can do with just book writing. So position yourself in that light. You'll be perceived as an authority and you get a lot of mileage. All right. Now, it's important that it all boils down to your craft. Because even though you can make money as a speaker, if you're not technically good, you get your first job, get paid, but subsequently you will not get the job again. So all I want to encourage you to do is, for you to make money, you have to be perceived as very good, perceived as technically good, as valuable. So a few things you want to do right now, write this down. I want you to take up your phone, go to your Google Play Store if you're using using an Android phone or any other device, your iOS, and then download these following apps. Download the Ori, download Be Fearless, download Like So, download these are some great Like So, Ori, Umo, virtual speakers. Just look up for type public speaking apps. And the idea basically is to have these apps train you, help you with your speech, your pitch, your pace, your tone, your volume, help you to reduce gap fillers in your presentation so that you can become technically good. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can join our public speaking school. Now, we run a virtual meeting. We have Zoom classes like this where you see me sometimes you see our slides, and when we do assignments. And then by practicing doing 8 assignments, 18 courses, 8 assignments spread through 5 months, you can become a master. Some of you that are here are already students. Some of you are not students yet. I encourage you to private chat me. My WhatsApp number is 081-871-33153. I'm going to give all of the details in that WhatsApp group. I want to be your coach because you need to be technically good. All right. So for a start, you can download the apps and start using it to make yourself better. Now, what makes you truly a speaker is the content that you bring out. Aside the content and delivery, you need to start creating courses. So I've created a lot of courses. I learned that, aside when we didn't have speaking engagement, I'll create courses, online courses. Like this is an online course. I have different online courses I've done on persuasion, on public speaking, on networkers, on different kinds of courses. It's a money spinner. And for those of you who stay with me, I will show you exactly what to do to create massive courses and make a lot of money from it. All right. So I did that and it makes me money. During the lockdown, I was making millions. I was in my house. I was also doing Zoom meetings. I was doing WhatsApp meetings, and I was making millions of naira. I didn't have to leave my house. People were paying me lots of money, crediting my account just because of what I did. All right. When I started at the beginning of my career, one of the things I also did for myself was that I began to organize a lot of seminars, free seminars in the area that I was interested in. I was doing a lot of free seminars. That's me there. I did a lot of free seminars. I did plenty free seminars. I did plenty free seminars. I go here, I do these, organize seminars. There was no hall in my city that I not use. I did a lot of free seminars, not church meetings though. And because I didn't want people to have the perception I was a pastor, so I didn't use church. I was using hotels. I raised money. I did a lot of free seminars. So how did I do free seminars and still, get those things paid, pay for the hall and all of that? There are 2 things I did. I partnered with people who believed in me and gave me money. Number 2, I sold back-end products. Write that down. Back-end product. What does back-end product means? You see, sometimes free can be a bait for an upsell. Free can be a bait for back-end products. Sometimes people need to come and see how valuable, how great your content is so that they can enjoy the back-end product. So every time you do a free is the most persuasive, one of the most persuasive words in the world. We have 5 persuasive words. Free is one of them. Free, more, you. Okay, imagine. These are very persuasive words. So free will always, anytime anything is free, people will jump into it. So use it as a bait to get people to see the value, have a tasting of the pudding, so that they can now want to get much more. And then now imagine if this is what is free, how about the one that we paid for? So we have a lot of back-end books, training programs, and people come in, they want, just train me. I want to learn public speaking. I want to become as good as you. I want to make money from this. And tell them, okay, it's XYZ amount of money, and they make payments. So that's how we did. We did a lot of free trainings. All right. None of that thing I did at the beginning, I don't do that again. But I think you can do it. I'm going to stop at the 25th slide. I think you can do it. Okay, so what I did was that I'll send well-made proposals to organizations. Now, pay attention to me. This is very important. Now, there are a lot of speakers who say, I'm an inspirational speaker. Meanwhile, your story is not that aggressive. You can speak to youths and all that and get some money from them. You don't even have money to pay you unless you get sponsors. And I can show you what to do to get sponsors. I can show you how to launch your book. I can show you how to launch your book. I can show you how to get sponsors for youth events or your NGO events. All right. Here's the point. When I started looking out for big organizations. I wanted them to invite me to speak. So I'll write proposals. Now, when you write proposals to organizations, one of the things that people do, aside the art of writing proposals, which is also another topic on its own, putting it together, making it very graphical. Okay, that's another topic on its own. When I write proposals, how do I send it to them? Do I carry the proposals and drive down there, or go fly to Lagos or Abuja, wherever the company is, and drop letters? No, I don't do that. I learned it from Olumide Emmanuel. I'll package, I'll make sure the email, I'll make sure the stuff is directed straight, the message, the letter is directed straight to the CEO, and then I'll DHL it. I'll either FedEx it or DHL it. Now, when you DHL, that means I need to get the name of the CEO. The name of the CEO. I need to get it. I have to do my research. Go online, do my research, get his where his office is, and when is any DHL of FedEx letter of the CEO is gets to him directly. Gets to him directly. The secretaries most likely will open it, and that became a game changer for them. So they had access to read, to see my 1 minute speaker video. There's something called 1 minute speaker video. So I'll include my brochure, I'll put proposal. I also include a CD that contains my 1 minute speaker video, so they can have access and see who we are dealing with. I've not even started teaching you guys stuff. There are a lot of things you need to learn, but if you learn this, you start scaling up, you start getting results better. I did this, I painfully did this, and result changed my life. So if you're now, most organizations are not looking for you can make it seminar. You're better than this seminar. They're looking for how to. So make sure that whatever projects or proposal you're sending is a how to, is solving a problem. Is either solving stress for the CEOs, stress management, is helping them organize their books, is helping them market, because those are solution. Marketing is even the strongest part. You know, not just motivationals. They will not pay you much. Solution-driven trainings is what will get you to get gigs. All right, that's what even distinguishes you. All the speakers that we mentioned, Fela Durotoye, all of them, they all have niches. And that even leads us to the next one. Focus on niches that are on demand. Not all niches are on demand. If you want to make money, there are certain niches that are marketable. You cannot get it wrong with sales. If you go to any organization and tell them they want to train their staff, their sales team, because sales is very related to profit. There's no organization that will not want you to come in there. You can negotiate prices with them. So I train on sales. In those days, customer service used to be the main thing. But right now, there are a lot of customer service thing here and there. We can go promise them solutions in sales or stress management, help them handle stress management. All right. So you teach them like using NLP. They will buy it. Guess what? Even public speaking, you'll be shocked how much CEOs and organizations want you to teach their staff and even teach them public speaking. If you send a proposal, my mentor, Ubong ACN, he does that. He does executive public speaking, and then executives pay 500K for 8 hours session with him, and he trains them on public speaking. And then he even does executive public speaking retreats in the UK, where people pay 3 million, and have people, they travel over to the UK for their retreats, and then he trains them. So there are different angles you can come from. Just teaching, you can teach public speaking. I'm using public speaking now to high level people. You can teach public speaking to the middle class, middle level managers. You can also teach public speaking to the sales people. So find your niche. And there are various niches. There's health niche, and that is also, there's relationship niche, there's HR, there's PR, there's leadership. All right, there's finance, there's personal finance, there's multi-level marketing. You have to find your niche. You cannot do everything. I mean, general motivational speaker, it doesn't work like that. The more specific you are, the more dynamic you are. The more specific you are, the more the more solution-driven you are. The more specific you are, the more solution-driven you will be. Or the more solution-driven you will be perceived to be. People will now start saying that this guy is good in this area. So you need to find your niche. A niche is your area of expertise. So when you say Jodician, you think, first of all, you think of public speaker, but when you want to find my niche, and your niche is your brand, your niche is the difference. My niche is persuasion. When it comes to persuasion, give it to this guy. All right. When it comes to peak performance, what comes to your mind? Tony Robbins. When it comes to sales, what comes to your mind? Brian Tracy. When it comes to leadership, what comes to your mind? John Maxwell. When it comes to leadership, also Miles Monroe of blessed memory. When it comes to finance, Robert Kiyosaki. All right. Very few people talk about general subject of success and success. Maybe Les Brown, Jack Canfield. These are guys that talk about success generally. When it comes to executive speaking and people that succeeded, you need to find your niche. What is your niche? When it comes to network marketing, Eric Worre. So what's your own niche in speaking? Digital marketing, we have John Obidi. Book writing, Emeka Nobis. Personal branding, Emilia Koya. So what is Philadelphia Nation Building? Steve Harris, they all have their own brands, all right? We think of Vusi Temboyako. Is it Temboyako? That's South African guy, Vusi. Oh, you talk about startups, Dragon Pitch. So find your niche, all right? I think I'm almost, okay. Then that leads us to another thing I did it myself too. I did it myself, and maybe tomorrow I'm going to show you, a video. I think I've showed some people this. I'm going to show you the video. Okay, produce a 1-minute speaker video that contains your profile and what you can do for an organization. So I've done that, and I do a lot of 1-minute speaker videos. I want to encourage you. If you're a speaker and you found your way here, don't let this be a waste of time. Take down the notes I've mentioned, all these ideas I've mentioned, and make sure to apply them. You'll see your life make huge progress. Huge progress. You can't just be doing it anyhow. You need those things in place, and then you move. You just leave others. A 1-minute speaker video is for you to be a professional speaker. For you to be certified as a professional speaker, you need to have a 1-minute speaker video. A 1-minute speaker video is talking about yourself and what you can do for any organization in 1 minute. Do you have that kind of thing? So you have to sit down and work on it. This one is not selfie video. You get a professional camera, get a video camera, a videographer to take shots of you, and then you also do what is called editing of it, and you put it out there on YouTube. Then you probably run ads, put it on Facebook. People get to see that this is what you do. Whether it's health, just do it. You'll be surprised. You separate yourself from others. It's part of your profiling. It's part of your packaging. So you can, you see, I used to teach you, I said this, three things will make you succeed in this business: visibility, packaging, and promotions. You need to be seen. Those that are seen, that are engaged. You need to be seen. You need to be seen. You can't be hiding. All right. And then, so aside videos, we also have, one of the things I also did, this has really helped me a lot, really helped me when I started. If you go to my website, I have some free audios you can download. So I have like 1,000, 2,000 downloads of audio, not just videos now. Watch my videos on YouTube, Georgesian. Then you want to listen to me. You can, I have some audios on hawkshare.com. I have some audios on soundcloud.com. These are websites that enable you to upload stuff, audio. Okay, so I've done that, and I think you should also do that too. Okay, this will really, really help you. Really, really help you. Now I'm going to stop here. Okay, let me do the last part one. Have a YouTube channel. All right, have a YouTube channel, and like I've told you, if you have a Gmail account, you already have a YouTube channel. If you have an Android phone, that means the YouTube icon is there. You just need to share videos. Just start using the YouTube. And I want to show people, a few persons here. I want to work with 20 people here, just 20 of you. And the goal basically is this. I don't want this to be theoretical, just slides. I want it very practical. I want to help you set up your YouTube channel. And even if you're not doing speaking and it's for business you're doing, I can still guide you to the process. Do you really know what? That even as, for those of you who are networkers, even as a network marketer, if you can hone your public speaking skill as a network marketer, two things will happen to you. First of all, you become very, very valuable to your team. Okay? You add a lot of value to your team. You are going to grow your business and earn from the expansion and duplication of your team. That's one. Number two, Other teams in your organization, your company will be interested in you. They want you to now start speaking, doing the same thing. And because you're going away from your team to their team, they will pay you for it. Okay, so that's another stream of income. So that you can be doing network marketing and then you're also invited to other teams in your own organization. All right. And they're paying you to come and speak, come and train our staff, come and tell us what you do, come and tell us this. So that's because you've mastered training and speaking. And beyond that, you can even get to a point where other organizations now also invite you to teach. That's how Eric Ore has gotten to. That's what Randy Gage, Jim Rohn, they've done. So speaking, now if you learn how to speak in your workplace very well, every time they say, let him do it, let him do it. So you're the one always speaking. That means you're going to get a promotion faster. All right? You're going to get promotion faster. So you earn from the job. And you have staff who have churches, who have other associations. Because you speak well, they could also come and speak in my youth, come and speak to church, come and speak at this association. You can do this thing very well. So speaking will open a channel of income for you. All right? Open channel of income for you. So I need you to understand this. Don't say, I don't want to be a professional speaker. It's a stream of income. If you can master speaking and you can master the art of speaking, you can also earn from it, even if you're getting honorarium, women meetings and so on. So why do you need to have a YouTube channel? For those of you who've been following me carefully, I've told you that having a YouTube channel will put you, that's the technology of speaking. I told you that there's a dimension of speaking called the technological dimension of speaking. When you put yourself on YouTube, you go global. When you put yourself on YouTube, you become findable. When you put yourself on YouTube, you become findable on Google. Because Google is the number one search engine, YouTube is the number 2 search engine. So when you put yourself on Google out there, people can find see your content. These days, don't be afraid of putting out your content. People need to know that this guy has what it takes to help me. And guess what? If a person listens to your video, okay, like a lot of you here listen to this same thing, you will still want to hear me say it again. Because we don't learn the first time we hear stuff. We probably learn after the 6th time. So a person listens to you and wow, is excited. You know, it's okay. After the excitement, I want to now get the knowledge. So they've gotten motivated. They now want to get the knowledge. And they want you to break it down for me. Repeat it again. They want to hear it repeatedly. So don't be afraid to give out content. Make sure you give quality content. People will ask you to repeat the message again. All right, does it make sense? So YouTube, beautiful thing about YouTube is that I said putting up, I think in about a year or so, I now have YouTube. I have over 100 and something videos on YouTube. And my goal is to have 1,000 videos on YouTube in the shortest possible time, maybe in 2 years. I'll put out video content there, all kinds of video content, infographic videos, even the kind of videos that you see me. I do that regularly. All right, so different kind of content. I put my content there. If you put one YouTube video every day, you will get traction. If you have up to 100,000 views on YouTube, YouTube will give you $1,000. Okay, YouTube will give you $1,000. If you don't have that, people are searching for information and content on YouTube. They find you, they will engage you, and they can pay you for it. So I have a YouTube channel. And the last thing I want to talk about today, and I'll continue tomorrow, this conversation, I want to get interactions from us, is always do photo shoots of all your events and put them on social media. Even when I was doing small events, I'll snap. Didn't I show you pictures? Let me show you pictures now. When I was in small events, very small events, I will snap. In fact, I was snapping for history. Look at them here now. I was snapping for history. I have a story to tell. That's it there. So a very small event. I have plenty of pictures. I don't know why I didn't put them out here. These are small events. It's a very, very funny events like that. I snapped them. When I went here to DHL, I have MTN. Some of them didn't allow me. Some of the organizations didn't allow me to snap pictures. I said, please, you guys need to allow me. It's like my breakthrough. You know, I have some oil companies that I have some private sessions with some big organizations, and they will say, you cannot put this out. You can't put this out. You cannot be seen. I'm like, okay, but the organizations allow me, and I snap. I even do some video recordings of it, and I keep them in my personal account. They'll tell me, you do the video, but you cannot put it out. You can't put it on YouTube. You can't put it on social media. Someone will say, okay, go ahead and do it. So I'm always snapping. I have this guy that will fly. Anytime I'm going to any part of Nigeria, he flies with me. When I'm going, I'm telling them that I have an aide that's following me. So he flies with me, and they pay for his flight too, and he's snapping. The guy got a camera. All right, let me see if I can show you stuff. Maybe I should just finish this so that tomorrow I'll go very practical with you guys. I'll go very practical. All right, so last year I collaborated with Feladrote. We collaborated with Feladrote. Feladrote is a top speaker, and there's something called piggybacking. 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 Piggy, Piggybacking. If you want to gain quick leverage into a new terrain, in speaking industry, look for who you can piggyback. Now, I am here and you have access to me. Let me tell you what my friend did. There's this guy who I respect so much. He wanted to do business with Akin Alabi. Akin Alabi is the CEO of Naira Bet. Naira Bet is also a member of the House in his own constituency in, I think, Osun State. An amazing guy, also a copywriter. So this guy Akin Alabi put together an event many years ago on digital marketing training, and the fee was 1.5 million naira. That was his fee. The fee was 1.5 million naira. He wanted to restrict it. So he was only expecting 50 people to just pay 1.5 million naira. So this guy, friend of mine, who wanted to make contact with him, wanted to do something with him, looked for 1.5 million naira and paid. He paid the money and made contact with. So obviously, anybody that's paid 1.5 million naira, Akin Labi will be looking at them. Now, wow, so you can pay 1.5 million just to have a session with me. That means that he got all the numbers and had a connect with them. Feladrote does event of 50K, you pay. You're not just paying for the knowledge, you're paying you're paying so you can have access. You're like Christians, you're sowing. So you pay for his program, and then you now have access. You can now have conversations with him. And then from that conversation, like that, my friend was able to write a book with Aki and Labi that brought him also into limelight. Okay? You can organize this seminar. So you can do something with me. So if I put out a program and I ask, okay, I want to work with 20 people and I want 20 of them to do this coaching program, is 10,000. Like that's what I'm telling you now. It's 10,000. I want to work with just 20 people. And is a training. I want to train you on the art of speaking through 18 courses and 8 speeches. And then I want to move you and make you professional speakers. As in, I want to link you up so that you can get certification. I'm going to talk about that shortly. But if you don't do that, you still come and start private chatting me, there's no access. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get anything. But you need that leverage. You need to ride on the backs of successful people. You need to do that to gain access and start getting people to engage you. Does it make any sense at all to you? That's how to grow. That's how to succeed. So collaborate with big speakers, big ones that are bigger than you, and it will make a lot of sense to you. All right. So one of the things I do it a lot, produce colorful flyers advertising you and your services. Always be advertising on your social media platform, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. If you're a speaker or if you are good in a particular area, always be talking about it. Always let people get to know you. Let them get tired of seeing you. Let them keep seeing you do that thing every day. One day, when they discuss about the person that does it, they'll say, no, there's a particular guy. No. That guy, they disturb. Hey, you got to saturate the digital space, the cyber space, with your presence, with your thoughts, with your brand. You've got to saturate it. That is very important. So do flyers. I'm always doing flyers, one program after the other. Somebody's noticing you. Somebody's watching you that can really help you. All right. So to go professional also, you can produce a brochure. This is for branding and promotion. So you just have something about you, keynote speeches that you do, all that, just have stuff, and then you make it and keep it. This is going to cost you money, but do it. If you want to move your speaking to amateur level, to just from public speaking to professional speaking, these are the things that you want to pay attention to. Now, I think I'm going to wrap it up today. I'm just going to go through everything so that you can understand. One of the things that will help you, when I came to Uyo, I started listening to radio. I started watching television. I wanted to know what's going on. Is anybody doing any motivational thing, any business talk here, any communication? Nobody was doing business or motivationals. So I just said to myself, I'm going to reach out to people. I want to be on TV. So how do you go on television? How do you go on radio? I have this YouTube video that I'm going to YouTube video. Yes, I want a place that teaches you how to go on radio for free, wherever you are. There's something called being a guest artist. Being a guest artist means that you find a way to connect with any of the OAPs or their personalities and let them host you. Let them host you. They have their own programs, and you just invited guests, and you're now an invited guest regularly. So if you're very good, eventually the radio station can say, you know what, let's have your program and to be on under the sponsorship of the radio station, and you're there. But you can start by being a guest artist, as in by being guests for radio programs, and you can get there. How do you become a guest to radio programs? Every time there's an interesting conversation on radio and you are listening in, make a call, make a very good contribution. Keep making contributions on radio every now and time. Let them get to their people. I listen on radio, like, this is Lewis. Lewis has called again. But make sure it's intelligent. Make sure it's over a year. You'll be surprised. They'll say, Lewis, give us a number. Let's have you on air. So that's how to get on radio without knowing anybody. Take calls, make calls, send text messages, get involved. All right. So I was privileged to be on TV. I did TV for 9 years. I did radio for many years. Eventually I was able to run my own radio program. I was able to run my own television program. And right now, with the resources I made from the UN business plan, I was able to set up a studio. And that leads us to the next point. My office has a studio. I have a studio where I do a lot of audio recordings, video editing. I edit my audio, I edit my videos, and all. And I'm producing video content on a regular basis. Now, I took it. One of the things I did also, and when people thought that even started, I took it to the next level. Very few speakers in Nigeria, I don't know of any speaker who put up a billboard. I took mine to the next level. And not just a billboard with people, me alone. I remember the first video I put up, view was like, I'm George Asia. Just got in the minds of people in my community, like, what audacity is this guy? That's what makes you different. Your audacity, your uniqueness. So if you can advertise your services on a billboard, yes, it's very expensive, but it will turn. I have done that severally. It sends a message to the big client. If you spend so much money on billboard, it means that what you're saying is serious. And I've never lost doing billboard. If I put in $1 million in billboards, all right, I will get 6 million naira. I'll get 10 million naira from it. One client will look at it and say, you know what, come speak to us. In fact, that will even help your proposal move faster. That is if you want to take this business to the next level. Those are some of the billboards I've done. I'm not showing you pictures there. All right, so have an office. This shows you are in business. You can do private coaching and small group meetings and trainings. I do that a lot. I have this office where people come in. I've trained thousands of people. They've come in their small numbers and do that regularly again and again. Now, this is what I need you to pay attention to. I don't know why I didn't put pictures. I'm going to show you pictures later. I need you to pay attention to it. Now, as a speaker, speaking, pay attention. Speaking is a means to an end. It's not the end in itself. Like artists, musicians, that's what they fail to understand. A musician has a season. He becomes popular today. Some becomes popular today. Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy, everybody's talking about them. The next time there's a new kid in the block. There's Rema, there is Fireboy, there's Joe Boy. The other guys showing up and they're looking for your space. Or that it was Two-Face and the rest. Now, other guys. So, and these guys have made hundreds of millions. I heard that these guys made 360 million. They make money. So, music for them is a means to an end. Now, most of them think that it's just the end. So they get that money, they lavish it. They don't know that they're supposed to take the money they have made in their season and invest in real businesses like Terry G. No, Terry G. Terry G has one of the a very big pure water, water factory invested in. People do that. All right. So he can do music like Rocket Man. I'm talking about musicians now. Comedians too are also doing the same thing. They're taking their resources and their means to an end. So if they don't become popular next time, they have businesses they have done. Same thing with speaking. Speaking, if you consistently do what I've told you and you practice and you become better, you become valuable, and you're getting gigs, you start making so much money. Remember that it's not always going to be like that. There was one time that I received a call from a big company, and this company called me. They had hosted Fela the year before, and they were now looking for somebody else to speak this year, and they said they wanted me. All right, so that's when I even made $1 million from my 1 hour presentation. But that's not the deal. It occurred to me that wow, they wanted Fela last year. They didn't want him again this year. So it's possible that they want me this year. They don't want me the next year. So the truth is, look, you've got to know that when you start getting some level of breakthrough, some invitations and making money, take that money, invest in business. So I have a car wash. Well, if you don't know that, I have a car wash, I have a barbing salon, I have a few things now. So, but that's away from the subject matter. You also need to register with CAC, a business for your public speaking organization, like a business name or a limited liability. Just go and register it, 20K or if more, go and register. So that anything that has to do with, so that you open a bank account with, not that when you see people do things that's very, very funny. You want to receive 1 million naira from me and give me your own personal bank account. Or I'm doing a business with you and I want me to do transaction with you, and you're giving me you're giving me your own personal account. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Have a business name. If the name is even related to what you're doing, better. Learn and End Ventures, Power Minds Community. That with the business, Judicial Enterprises, Judicial Motivations. I have businesses like that I've registered. Over 20 of them I've registered. So go and register a business name. It will make people see you as professional. It will make people be able to do business with you. Let people pay money into your company account whenever they do business with you. Companies that will pay you certain figures will usually do that. They'll ask you, send us your business name. Now, the next thing that you can do, so if you're not able to start a business, what a lot of speakers are doing and a lot of actors and musicians are doing, that they moved to what is called NGO work. So you see a lot of inspirational speakers they've made money from their business. They're now doing inspirational speaking. They're now moving from inspirational speaking to having NGOs. That's another topic for another day. I'm going to explain the power of having charity organizations as a means to leaving a legacy behind. Because you see, your business may not be able to successfully leave a legacy behind. Your speaking may not be able to, but your NGO will leave a legacy behind. I'm going to teach you what to do in the coming days. So those of you who choose to be my students, who will be among the first 20 people that will give me, I want 20 people that will give me 10,000 naira each. I want to work with you for maybe 6 months or so. Put you through the step-by-step process. Some of you have already paid that, so you don't need to do that. For those of you who have not paid, let me private chat me. Let me put you through a step-by-step process. I'm making like a giveaway because it could be much more than that. So you know how to run NGO, how to constitute a board of trustees, how to access funding. So I did that. I'll show you pictures. Maybe tomorrow. I'll show you pictures of, I did that. I registered the foundation, and then I now give a lot to the streets. I do a lot of give back projects to the street. I don't want to start mentioning figures, in the thousands of dollars from donor agencies. First, the donors looking at the NGO that was there. They were looking at the person. So I've built myself as a speaker over a period of time. And now I'm now doing NGO work. So those organizations are looking for credible, because when they send money to this, they know that you are going to do the work, and then it's also adding to their own profile, because you say powered by Ford Foundation, powered by this foundation, that foundation. So we'll discuss NGO work later, but it's something that you need to pay attention to if you want to take speaking to the next level. It's massive. So get something registered, either a business name for your organization, for your speaking business, and NGO work. All right, I've taken so much time, but maybe I should just stop here. I will stop here for now. I still have a few things that we will mention, so let me continue that tomorrow. I want to thank you guys for staying with me. I've done almost 2 hours. I've done almost 2 hours. I don't know if people are still with me. Okay, we have 29 people still with me. So talk to me.
Very much.
I didn't hear you.